And chat, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Disco Elysium. I believe last time we finished off by finishing the Hole in the World church side quest. Yes, we did.
Hey, her innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the headless Falcon Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
What? Win who back? I can't win her back. She's a long-dead historical figure.
Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily.
What is my relation to the Dolores Day religion?
This isn't funny. You have a bad feeling about this one.
This is an odd one. Alright, I'll bite. I should, yes. This is a task of mine now.
So very, very, very nifty.
Offer figurines.
Serious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
So I can buy a bunch of figurines. I do remember seeing a bunch of figurines in the pawn shop.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Looks like I can't give this figurine to her.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Is there a statue of her I can leave it at? Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you.
Well, that was weird. Have we talked to everybody now that we've got that done?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I have. I think? Let's talk to everybody again.
Yo, man. What's on your mind?
Alright. Well, let's try the white check. 42% chance. Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along. Really feel it.
Aggressive.
Failed.
Monotonous, but also somehow sacrum, primitive, yet futuristic, like a machine, man. Nothing exists but the here and now. All are one purpose. All you've managed is a list. The parts don't form a whole.
Oh, well.
Yes, what is it?
Pale Unknown. Oh, right. We have to find something called the Pale. I can't remember.
Delorian Church! The place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Large speakers are set up behind the young man, blasting a familiar song.
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Whoa, that was a crazy sound we heard before.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore!
His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent.
Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme!
Extreme is a word that you can use to describe it.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
Is there anything we can do about it?
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make.
Ooh, do I say that's bad? I think it's a bad idea. I'm going to say it sounds like a horrible future.
Can't escape the sound! Can't escape the future!
I'll offer him the church song tape. Hey, I have a tape with me. Maybe you can use it to improve Van Eyck's jam.
Tape! Yeah! Spins the tape until the space escape! Yeah!
What about this one?
Righteous!
He takes the tape and attaches it to the empty reel slot. Hand over ear, he listens, then shakes his head.
No! No, can't do! This is gonna make people sad! This isn't sadcore!
He hands the tape back to you. Okay, never mind.
Yeah!
Oh, it's 9 p.m. Time to send, Kim home.
Man. It's good to see you.
But I might as well try for the double sixes. No words, just dance.
You close your eyes and dream of
It wasn't just a failure, it was a crit failure.
Strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost. If you up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen? Salvation.
Goodbye, officer.
Alright, I guess we'll go to bed. Back to the... That was an interesting adventure for this day. Back to the docks, I guess. If I can remember my way. The store is closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. Oh, it's, what's-her-face's house?
The old woman still sits in her
Do I have
chair,
to ask her if I can go to bed, or do I just go to the house
choice.
behind her?
As she does so, she quietly hums to herself. The buzz of electric lights blends together with the slow rumble of the ocean waves at night.
One sec.
There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now.
You're still up?
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. It happens when you grow older.
That sucks. She sloshes the water in the bucket around for a bit.
My suggestion is, don't. Don't grow any older than you already are. That's old enough. What's troubling your mind?
What is the song you're humming?
A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. It's an old Samaritan children's song.
Sounds nice.
Yes, it does.
door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I will unlock the shack door.
I'll be sleeping in my room in the whirling. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Sounds good. The floorboards creak under your step. You see the waves, the sea, a church.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection
Oh, I can
of your
stop
face
the
in it,
expression now.
adorned with the expression.
Or I can't because it's locked, because I already failed to do so. Old science fiction magazines, books about birdwatching, an almanac from '39. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Oh, I can get rid of the mutton chops? Is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic.
It is a pretty big mustache.
You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy.
Shut up, physical instrument. But, oh, it could change my interactions with people. The question is, do I look ridiculous or not? Would it be an improvement to shave? Would it be an improvement to shave? This is a big question, because this isn't something you can take back. You can save, then shave. Well, that wouldn't really help, because I don't know what interactions I'd have with people until I've gone out and had interactions with them after a while. I'm going to leave my beard on for now. All right, next question. If I forge the signatures... I can't remember what... exactly was said about it. If I forge the signatures, I think it said that the ruse wouldn't be discovered, and and the people wouldn't be on the hook because it would be fake signatures and they could prove that. But I'm not sure exactly what will happen if I do that. I think I'm going to hold off for now. Yeah, I think I'll hold off for now. Get hold of a sad song on tape. Find a way into the secret passage in the whirling. I forgot about that. Alright, I still gotta find Moral. Call Alice back in a day. For info on the armor, so we'll do that tomorrow. Who did I first ask about the tattoo? Oh, it was Joyce I asked. I could ask the mercenary leader, but that probably wouldn't go well. All armor pieces. Oh yeah, it shows the choices I've made. Apocalypse Cop? Oh yeah, I guess that is something I could have said. Advanced analysis using HE coordination. Oh, using using hand-eye coordination. Okay. Confront the Hardy Boys with what Clash he told you. Okay, we'll talk to her again later. Tomorrow. And a tape with a melody for Egghead. Offer figurines. Okay. Okay. I think what I'm going to do... I think I'm going to go to bed. I don't think I'm going to forge the signatures right now.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Finally, somewhere I can get actual sleep.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you forever on Ferrotape.
What do I want to say here? Tell me, am I dreaming?
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash, the bang, the endless learning experience.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance.
Asked who to dance?
Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
Who was I in love with? What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow. I don't want to. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Yeah, the postcards are a little weird to keep.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right. I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class. For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Smoke back in her mouth. Is this somebody who's dead and we're talking conceptually about her soul? We're making progress. Measured, steady progress.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
That is not what the dialogue said.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Feel the pillow under your cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
I went to bed at 9 p.m.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes, Link.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days
There's
now.
a lot that's been bothering me for a few days now, Empathy. What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling, really, that things are not quite in hand around here. An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next?
That's kind of fair logic. Like, yeah, no shit, something's wrong around here.
Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
Let's get right to it. What needs to be done?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
What exactly is la responsabilité?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
I thought I was assigning responsibility for the murder.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
All right, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
And who should sit on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez.
So, Kim, then.
Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
And what happens once we've assigned responsibility?
Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
I'm prepared to take on this awesome burden, I guess.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
From a community of moralists to assign responsibility, Kim might know where to start. Okay. Oh, hi, Kim. You're just waiting for me, alright. Let's talk to him about it.
Yes?
Okay. Kim, we need to talk about responsibility.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
What do you mean?
If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us.
Well, we've got shit to do, Kim. No, I meant like la responsabilité. You know, the kind that gets assigned.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité?
You know what? Fair.
You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
Ooh. Ooh. Which of these do I say? Alright, I'll say for my disaster of a life. No, it'd probably just be me responsible for that, he'd say. I'm going to say for this whole situation.
Now I understand.
The lieutenant nods his head gravely.
Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility.
How did you know?
Simple. Because moral intern types love to form committees. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedron, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment.
Yeah, but he's gone.
If I were trying to get in touch with the Coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
Alright, so what do we want to do first? Let's get the serial number from the armor. Wrong way. Oh, we've got some hoodlums. Alright. Fuck the world, huh?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Wow! Wow! Let's speed through this dialogue.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan, fuck the world.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Hey, we're right here.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and on the contrary.
Jesus Christ, this conversation.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls.
Is that a local gang?
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Who are the Skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
Well, Rhetoric is right. Don't get into it, so I'm not going to say I'm so glad you asked. No, I really don't. And of course I do. I'm just testing you boys. Kind of sound like they'd lose me points with these guys. You know what? Screw it. I'll say, of course I do. I'm just testing you boys.
The Skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
His voice rings with excitement.
Besmetine, or the Besmeti, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Non-verbal?
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Do you guys know Cindy the Skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
The young man's eyes glaze over, his voice filled with longing.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
He adds, returning from whatever void he was just visiting.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism.
It's all youthful idealism, it's just misdirected.
The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Unusually lenient toward them. I wonder if he was once this sort of youth. I see you kids are into Anodic dance music.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
His blonde friend adds ominously and points to his temple. Why?
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
A threat. Good. I like those.
But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the station just to calm myself down.
Oh, he's pissed off. All right.
Hey, there's no need for that. We're just talking here. Joking, too. Stay light, man.
Yeah. Didn't you cops, have some questions about skulls or some shit?
Why aren't there more skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Or rather, there's one source of organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves,
Of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
The young men exchange approving nods. Why are you telling this to cops? You idiots. Enough about this scullery, then.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the jackets? I'm going to regret asking this.
What about them?
I'm going to regret asking this. Why does your jacket have that written on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss.
Okay.
The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
Not all attention is good, kid. Makes sense, I guess.
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
And why do you have "fuck the world" written on your jacket?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though...
What does blowing up the lake involve in this metaphor? Grenade fishing for love? That is a terrible metaphor.
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone.
These kids.
Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
I remember being a pretentious teenager.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have 2 badass jackets and 2 badass cops?
Is this dialogue option for "let's confiscate the jackets and wear them"? No! Definitely a coincidence.
Your lack of imagination is baffling, but you do make up for it with, yes, questions.
Ask for the jackets for yourself and the lieutenants. No! Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
A man was hanged in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
This sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Alright, I'm done with these kids. I'm not going to entertain you with this any longer.
Sure. Understandable. Fuck, and I appreciate your effort, though.
Well, talking with you has definitely been something.
Wow, so someone's been a little bored.
Oh, shut up, drama. What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Kim, am I boring?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, definitely not.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown, he doesn't even want to talk to you about
What
it.
is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns.
No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal.
Look, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance.
Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's coppo type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
Wait. This will be my capo type now?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Walked right into that. All right. Fuck it. I'll opt in. Send out the telefax then. I'm not ashamed.
Done and done.
Oh, it gets me a
No
thought.
actual
Okay.
communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
All right. Let's hit the armor serial number.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
I'm guessing one of its names is Crenell.
Yes, that is the most recent name the ICP has been able to connect to the CBP. And
I
one
missed the
before
name
it
of that
was
task.
Downwell. I also have one called Sediment, but I think that might be a different contractor. No, they work called Sediment. And somatosensor, it seems. All that during the last 9 years.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
All right.
This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Yes, thank you, officer. I really appreciate your efforts in this case.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then.
All right. Updated task.
57, over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
All right, what's this task I just got? Or it was a thought. Oh yeah, derealization. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. All right. Plus 1 XP for every orb clicked. Research time an hour 20. I do have skill points that I can use to unlock a new slot. I've got plenty of money now. And 10 cents for every green orb clicked. I'm running out of green orbs. I might forget the 15th Indo tribe and learn a new thought. Ah, but there's no point in getting rid of it when I could use a skill point to get another slot instead. I wonder what rigorous self-critique gets you when you finish thinking about it. I'm not going to think about advanced race theory. Fuck that. Kodomomadakwa could get me dialogue with the cryptozoologists, I guess. Wasteland of Reality takes 20 hours? I guess that'll quit alcohol? Alright, let's read these out. Rigorous self-critique. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. -1 authority for 6 hours. I don't want that when I'm about to talk to the Hardy Boys. Mazovian socioeconomics. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago, a fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right, until he woke up today, a spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Kraz Mazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. 3 hours and 10 minutes of -2 visual calculus. I wonder what that gets me. Indirect modes of taxation gets you -2 empathy, which makes sense. First, if you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket into your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons at the Customs Agency and the banditos at the Insulindian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Ah, libertarians. Kingdom of Conscience. -2 half-light calm water for 1 hour 25. That's moralist thought. What would the benefit of this be? Dialogue options, I guess? I'm not doing advanced race theory. Kodomomadakwa sounds interesting. I might do that. Wasteland of Reality is beating alcoholism. Regular law official is because you're boring. The herring-flavored egg and licorice ice cream of your mind? That sounds awful. Oh, that's all the ones I have. Why don't we think about the Koldomomadakwa? How close am I to leveling? I need 55 more EXP to level. Alright. Alright. Hey, Jojo. You missed me confronting a couple of kids with some... Oh, are you alright, Kim? A couple of kids with some nasty stuff on their backs, the backs of their jackets. And me debating what to do with myself while I was sleeping in the shack. Wow, we didn't accomplish much so far today. I'm about to confront the Hardy Boys. No, I'm about to talk to Clashy. Yep, I found the shack couple parts ago. Maybe it's too early in the day? Oh, I can just walk in now? Alright.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Let's talk more about this so-called assault.
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Need specifics, height, build, etc. to confirm your autopsy. Ask a little later when she has collected herself. Can I not do that yet? What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams. You pissed it all away. All of it. Elysium.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Alright, well, I can't do that yet. Do I want to confront the Hardy Boys before I do that?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Kick the door in? What does this lead to?
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter.
He makes a note.
It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Do you think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
See? The main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation.
I hate it when that happens.
Push.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy. Must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it. The door is very sturdy indeed.
Well, we're not going to break it. At least not right now. Nope, I want to go downstairs. Do we confront the Hardy Boys without having gotten more information from Clashy? Alright, well, before we do that, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'll be back in a minute, guys. All right. Let's check our gear. So empathy, half-light, inland empire, esprit de corps, visual calculus, physical instrument, kingdom of conscious moralist. -1 authority. Drama, esprit de corps, shivers. Okay, nothing I want to wear. Alright, let's tell the Hardys we know they're lying.
It's you again. What is it?
But what are the consequences of telling them she told us the truth? What are the consequences of that? Could they punish her for this? I don't want them to punish her for it, but I kind of need to ask to move the investigation along. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say Clashy says she wasn't raped.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Yeah, sure he didn't.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
Uh-oh.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
She's got a high authority score.
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
Oh, are you going to share the tape?
Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
So what's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the Dorgun a Mega Mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
Where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you've bugged them. How? That could be very useful.
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood. You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Okay, fair enough.
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
The lieutenant whispers.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Fine, I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
I'm going to take off now. Can I go back into my room? Let's find out. I can, all right.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Le Mercier. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore.
Yeah, any ideas?
My kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff.
Good idea.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business.
Yeah, we still have those boom boxes on the shelves.
Do you have any recordings of the Coldumama Dagwa?
The Coldumama Dagwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
So he knows exactly what it is. I have hobbies, just like all normal people, because I'm a normal person. That would get me boring cop points. Which of these do I want to say? I wouldn't have guessed that you know what the Col de Momadakwa is might be insulting, but I'm going to say it. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that you know what the Col de Momadakwa is.
That's fair. It's been a long time since my Col de Momadakwa hunting days. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, lost touch with them after all of that.
That sounds so cool, I guess.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Col de Momadakwa. And he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did you ever find it? As if I don't know the answer to that.
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Col de Momadakwa.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
The lieutenant whispers to you, "Yes, it's absolutely necessary for my research."
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to emit a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest.
Is that the sound of the hole in the world?
Difficult. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside of your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you.
Do the cryptozoologists have something to do with the hole in the world after all? With the church?
He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums. Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
Seagulls?
And skewers, but...
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, high-pitched, shivering sound.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
Now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Col de Momadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
Alright, well, I guess we'll buy the boombox.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
Oh, playing a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick with him in the room, that would not go over well. I want to buy that boombox.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
All right, out we go. Let's find a place to listen to it. Where there aren't any people, preferably. Oh, it's starting to rain. Lovely. There will probably be an option to mess with the volume knob. Nope, not Kim. The thought. You can imagine why. Calls become terrible sometimes. Buzz, hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Oh, this is a place I haven't been before. We'll save this for in a minute. Ah, the church is right over here. Yeah. The boombox is a tool?
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape.
You push command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style.
Good lord.
Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. Kohoi. Wonder what the hell that means.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Who's this Cordy?
Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even.
Alright. Well, that was $12 to advance the plot, I guess. Before we go talk to class here, let's explore this area that we haven't been to yet. Yeah, they murdered him for something he said he was going to do, not something he did. At least if we take that as face value. Makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Yeah, it's really a bunch of tarps strung together poorly. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. Glasses? Megabino's prescription lenses. +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Am I able to go this way? I am not. Is that a coat?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Nor glom of knit. There's the Discworld reference I was lacking in my day.
It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
I don't have the option to say no. I guess I'll say it might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
It could have been multiple seagulls. No.
Me neither.
You should still take it.
Why does interfacing say that? Alright, I'll take it. Filthy jacket. Oh, interact with the filthy jacket. It's not something I can wear, thank God.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
We're gonna want healing items for that, I'm assuming.
Good choice. The less you think about the jacket, the better.
I guess we'll want to buy some healing items. Postcard. $0.69. Nice. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. That is awful.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
Isn't it just the rotting fish?
Don't be naive.
Oh, no. Oh, is that is a dead body over there.
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Oh, no. Is this the cryptozoologist?
It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Is that the cryptozoologist? Oh, no. Let's look at this orb first. This coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Oh, is this just some homeless guy?
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Yeah, we sure do.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
I'm not going to step on the floorboards. Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Oh, he just stepped on a floorboard and smacked his head on it. Examine the bottle. The floorboard broke under and he smacked his head on the bench. Oh, this is just a tragic accident. He didn't get murdered. Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag. Oh, specific dialogue for if I'm holding the bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Oh, no, I'm right there with you, man.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Rabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Back off.
Careful. The wind blows hard from the east.
Step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Is this a homeless guy or is this the cryptozoologist? It'd be so sad if this was the cryptozoologist. Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south, the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse. Do I say that? Do I say that? Or do I say labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature? We don't know anything yet. I'm going to be professional. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. Oh, this is the cryptozoologist.
But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
I'll say hold on. What about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
You're right. I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this.
All right. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
All right. This is going to be him.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Oh, it's not him.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve. by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned.
Wait, they write... Huh, that's different from how library cards work in my experience in the real world. Is it common in some places for librarians to write the books you've taken out on your library card?
Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers, too.
Okay, it's Moral is the name of the cryptozoologist, so this is not him. Alright, I guess we will... We're not going to search the trash next to him. That feels wrong. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. I guess we'll call the station. And then call the library. Oh yeah, fast travel. How do I select the map? I'm not seeing a way to fast travel to any of this. Currently playing some Pokemon Scarlet. How are you liking it? I loved it, personally. Well, loving it. I'm still playing. That's going to be on the stream docket today after Disco Elysium is done. It has its problems, but they're far outweighed by how fun the game is. And man, how far into it are you? Just beat the Elite Four and Nemona, still need to finish the other two paths. How many Titans and Star bases have you done?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
All of them just need to do the conclusions. Damn, you are close to finishing it. Yeah, you're in for a treat. It has my favorite ending out of any Pokemon game that I've played. I've only played the main series 1 through 6, 8, and 9, and Legends Arceus to completion, but Scarlet and Violet have my favorite ending out of all of them. It's so good. So cool, so heart-tugging. So well presented. The final fights are awesome. I need to report a dead body on the Martinez Sport Walk.
One moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man. Height 170 to 175 centimeters. Dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
She repeats.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Majon.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Oh, it said 9 a.m. on the library card.
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, Detective?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering wheels.
All right, let's talk to Classier.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
She is not pleased about this.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Do you think he was trying to scare people?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. And then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
Coping mechanism.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
How do you get clean if you're wearing your clothes? Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Suddenly I like you a lot less.
She wouldn't. She doesn't have the full Hoy in her.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about.
Oh, I'm not done questioning her logic, don't worry.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
There's a lot of interesting things to be discussed when it comes to identity and the names you use. For example, it hit me a ways back that there are more people in the world that know me as Loreweaver than that know me as my real name. And it's interesting to think about who you are to other people and who you are to yourself. And I also realized that if you isekai'd me and dropped me into a medieval fantasy world, I would introduce myself to people as William Loreweaver and not look back. It's a part of me now. It's a part of my identity. It's one of my names. Loreweaver. It's just as much a part of me as my real name.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can tell us.
Oh, maybe we can ask her about the tattoo.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary. Cows, silos, and wheat.
Oh, no, I'm not going to change my name. Even setting aside the massive legal and paperwork headache that would be, because I'd have to redo basically everything I have attached to anything in my life where I used my real name. It hasn't replaced my real name. It's in addition to. I don't think I'm more attached to it than I am to my real last name. Pretty sure I'm not. But I haven't really thought about that part of it very much. But no, it would be a massive headache to get my name changed. To not really have that much of a point. Adding it to my full name? Yeah, that would be the same legal headache, because I'd still need to change everything with the state and with every company and with the bank and all sorts of stuff. I'm attached enough to it that I'm answering your question seriously, but I'm not attached to it enough that I'd want to add it to my legal name. No.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
You were both from Oranje?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No, he was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Aranye. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
You don't. This is the second time you've mispronounced patriot. You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old, old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
Well, either he lied to her, or the stress and wear and tear of his life made him look older.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
The lieutenant makes a correction in his notes.
The adversary one.
His eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face.
Man, they were romantically involved. That's a romantic description.
Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
I would not describe the voice we heard on that tape as beautiful and soft. Was that tape not of him?
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It was an Ornese map of the waterways.
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
Don't interrupt.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bad shit there. Killed some loincloths."
Oh, boy. So he was in a campaign that killed indigenous peoples then.
And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this.
Oh, yeah.
She nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo. Oh, she's not going to like the look at this.
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Could it be love that did him in? I don't think that's the right question to ask. All right, let's think about this before we say it. Could it be love that did him in? The way he was talking about her. She thinks it was with affection. Screw it, I'll ask. Could it be love that did him in?
It very well could be, yes.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
Oh, right, the conversation with the corpse. Where the corpse was talking about me, not the soldier. Okay, then, another question.
Of course.
I think we're finished with this line of questioning, and the lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Let's return to this later, miss.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42.
It's what she said, yes. Younger than me.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
I got this. My age, I think I'm...
Yes.
Oh my god, I have no idea. Probably middle-aged, but...
Do you want to know the truth?
Bring it on. I am not afraid of the truth, and you're probably going to speak in metaphor anyway.
To the laboratorium.
Laboratorium? Oh, a thought. Date of birth generator. That is a thought, right? Your face looks like it's 58, and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Oh, the pictures for the thoughts are all part of the same panorama. Or at least some of them are. Wasteland of Reality, Regular Law Official, and Date of Birth Generator are. Oh, we might think about the date of birth. I kind of want to think about my date of birth. Yeah. Yeah, maybe? Hmm. Oh, at the bottom, it's a thread of thoughts coming out of my brain attached to my spinal column. Oh, that's neat. Do I think about my birth date? Is that important? Hmm. Hmm. You know what? I'm going to do it. All right, let's talk to the Hardy Boys. Have I interacted with this? Oh, a bottle. I'll take that bottle. Steal her junk bottles. Before we talk to the Hardy Boys, I need to stretch my legs. I'll be right back. My knees hurt. All right, let's talk to the Hardy Boys.
It's you again. What is it?
So I talked to Claudia about the tape.
And
nothing. She stands by what she said.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
She pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Actually, I'm with you on this one, Titus. I'm actually with you on this one. And I can't believe I'm saying that about you, but yeah. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth.
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
I'm not going to say women are crazy. Some of them are. Oh God, I have an ex who was a psychopath, who faked a pregnancy, lied to me, showed me a 6-week sonogram, that she stole off of Google image search. It was like the 5th result. God, what a nightmare getting out of that was. But as fucked up as this lady is, that's not what I'm going to say. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Or I think you had a lie planned. I'll be straight with him. I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along. Maybe I say maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Let me think about the consequences of these things. I'm going to say I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along.
I ask for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
This tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys. We should get a party going tonight.
Not now, Shanky.
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
How so? Or are you just talking about the murder?
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am 100% with Titus on that one. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!"
He throws his beer can down.
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah.
There is a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why don't we make it 40, huh? Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Ooh, okay, this is a white check. 42%. I'll roll the dice, and then maybe put another point in rhetoric and try again.
Claudia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
I'm going to tell you a little story about Kim here? No, I'm not going to do that! You guys are always telling me they're good, and then they aren't.
Those are the other guys. My shit is solid gold. You can trust me.
Can I? All those ideas looked really bad.
Oh, you don't like these arguments? Let's see you come up with your own then. Come on. Everyone's waiting. Where are they? Why is Goldmouth mean to him? Something is wrong. It doesn't look like he's succeeding. Whatever. Just do the fiddle thing, sire. It'll be artistic. And if you've already done it, do it again.
Oh, I have to... Oh, it's so painful that if you fail certain checks, you get locked into bad ideas and painful dialogue. Oh, it's so painful. Okay, man, it's clear you're being played like a fiddle. Play an imaginary fiddle.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one's fiddling anyone in here.
No, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
What do you think?
I think you're losing it, Fiddle Man.
No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me. This ain't gonna work with Titus Hardy. Put the fiddle down. Or walk away. It's that simple.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery tragically off. You sounded like a madman, not a cop.
Real helpful, rhetoric. Alright, let's put a point into rhetoric and try again.
It's you again. What is it?
%58 this time. Success!
Titus is being manipulated. bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter.
One of his boys will.
Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
Where am I going to go with this? That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim.
Huh?
The lieutenant raises his brow.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Ooh, which of these do I say? Ooh, which do I say? I don't think they'd be fazed by it because you work for the wrong people. Because of some chick might work. Because you're a foreigner, I don't know that they'd care. Because they like killing would get them, I think. Because of some chick or because they like killing? I'm going to say because they like killing.
Yeah, we liked it. It was fun, wasn't it, guys? We had a great time.
It wasn't for your fucking entertainment, Dennis.
He gets a hold of himself.
They kill you because they think it's funny.
They just hang you like in the Dark Ages, make a display of your corpse.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just couldn't get him down, okay?
Oh, they are starting to break.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Which of these do I do? Which do I want to say? I'm going to say, what happens if I keep talking? You're going to kill me too in this bar for nothing?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm too old for a shot like that now.
You hear that, Angus? They're going to kill me too.
Suddenly, there's an awful ringing in your ears. Your body temperature spikes. You're burning all over. With fear. The most terrible fear. Bigger than any before.
Did I just get a game over?
To your right, you sense the air move. The lieutenant draws his firearm. You only manage to perform one more movement. An instinctive jerk to your left. Then, no sound. No one screams. It's impossible to say where it comes from. More dead cops. Sad news from the district of Martinez.
Oh shit!
The bodies of 2 police officers are found floating in the canal. It is believed the officers were pursuing a murder investigation, but got caught in the dock workers' strike and were gunned down under unclear circumstances. Such needless loss of life is truly tragic, a local union leader, Everett Clare, commented, and added that although the event is...
I will look at Kim first next time.
Incidents to follow if right-wing vigilantes are allowed to run around uncontrolled and try to wriggle their way into well-organized neighborhoods.
Push them too much, you get lead for breakfast. Yep. Alright, I guess we gotta do all that again.
It's you again. What is it? And that fucking...
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then?
Yes. In fact...
Funny.
Seems like they wanted to.
All right.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect.
Women are crazy. Irrational.
I asked for your opinion.
But she didn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Doc.
Why?
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice.
Come on, Titus.
You know what? Next time.
This is the petulant...
That lion skip.
Yeah.
On the floor, bear drip.
What is this quiet funeral?
Why don't we make it 40, huh? 100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's a...
Huh?
He'll get it.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Yeah, we like...
It wasn't for your fuck.
They kill you because they think it's fun.
It wasn't that.
That's it.
Officer, you will be next.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Look at Kim first.
The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean? Go for it. The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy. Push Angus. We're almost there.
Turn to Angus. Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
That was tense. I liked that. I liked that a lot. This is a cool scene. Oh, man.
Another nod.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural. There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she...
Gurning? What does gurning mean?
Down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
The rat-faced man snickers.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus.
He turns back to you. What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
It happened in my room?
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hang.
Oh, right. There was a replaced window in Classier's room. Who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
If Classier didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about?
That can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
These people, who are they?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Makes sense. So who killed the merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
The shot came from outside in a third-story window that does not have a good vantage point from the ground, so it came from high up. Did he get shot by one of the other mercs? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And then you had ideas about his past, too?
I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
I believe, it's been a while, but I believe it was said that the third mercenary was a woman. Maybe he did something to her? Or she was jealous? He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again. These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing 8th Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You're going to stonewall me if I ask more about her, aren't you?
Glad you understand that.
Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Yes?
She, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
you would still prefer if we didn't take her away.
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
Man, the audio mixing in this game is not great sometimes.
We'll take that into account.
The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. All right, back up we go. Let's look at that window again.
This window is pristine on the inside.
All right, nothing new. Yeah, that shot definitely would have had to come from one of the high-rises, or what's left of the high-rises. What about the smoking man's visitor? He wouldn't still be in town, would he? All right, Klasia.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here.
Something's off here. Ooh.
Shush. I can't hear what she's saying. Let the miss speak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Which of these do I want to say? Cool, I'm satisfied with this explanation. Sounds like it's not the right thing to do. That's pretty obvious. So I'm going to say that's not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, grey and pale violet in the morning light.
What lies beyond it?
The pale, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old, old world.
What's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with this?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights the cigarette. What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
She gets disappeared.
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again.
Interesting. A corporate spy?
With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his notebook.
The job was Loosdoen County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Looscop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
A bank. Corporate espionage against a bank. There's a lot of things you could do with a bank ledger.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Looscop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Serves them right. When I am king, this savings bank will be first against the wall. That's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me.
Oh shit, he got shot while he was inside you? Oh, that's horrific.
I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass.
Oh shit. That's gotta be fucking traumatizing.
I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Oh God, that keeps getting worse. Do I be kind to her? I might be kind to her here. I do need to know what happened, but I'll risk it. You don't have to continue if you don't want to. She's going to be against having sex for a long time. Yeah, I would too.
No, I want to. Let's get this done.
It's okay. Tell us as much as you're comfortable with.
He waits for her to continue.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Ooh, what do I want to say here? I'm definitely not going to say, are you sure you're not making this up? Holy shit. I'm gonna say that's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a real motherfucker. Ow.
She looks down. Her cigarette has singed her fingers.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Ooh, do I mention this or not? Ooh. At least the guy went out on a high note? Oh, come on, man. I'm going to say Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Before or after he died?
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time.
Ruby?
I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby the Eighth Hardy, the drug smuggler.
Ruby?
Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader of the Hardys.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
I do. She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
Why did they do that? Why did they make it look like a hanging? Was it to piss off the other mercs? Was it to send a message to the other mercs that they weren't welcome? Was it to distract the police from Classier's situation? What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby. Where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
New task. Make Titus give up Ruby's location. Ooh.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
Definitely. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
It was a sniper, then. Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Either way, something to consider.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
I'm not going to ask her if she killed Lily. Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe, but you're not. Or I don't think so. Why did you do it? Which one do I want to say? I'm going to say so you would have us believe, but you're not.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Yeah, he's a little fucker.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
Mr. Tibbs. Wait, Angus is Titus's brother? Huh. She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom, inside.
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
I think we're done here, for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone.
Oh, we're
She's
leaving
been
her
through
alone.
enough.
We're not
She
taking her to
doesn't
get
need
disappeared.
this police brutality. Multiface, I'm beginning to doubt your judgment. Are you sure you're not sleeping on the post? You have to wake this one up with force if you want to continue pushing her.
I'm going to come back to this white check, because I don't know if that's the lead into arresting her. Or not arresting her, taking her in. Which I absolutely do not want to do. Let's return to this later.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
Oh, I'm not going to throw that at her. Finished thought. I'm not going to throw that at her. Alright, let's take a look at this window.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
What happened here?
Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind.
Ooh.
In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
So 3 possible shot locations. The check is something I'm going to want you to do eventually. Okay, I can go back and do it then, after this. There's an island out in the middle of the ice. Perhaps Joyce could take us there on her boat? There's a water tower over by the church. And there's... Or is that just the Ark? And... No, because there's lit up buildings on that little island. We can probably go there later. What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling. The woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Inspect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
I see her. I don't see him. Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with a weapon that fires jacketed ammunition, likely a rifle. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Are there any arguments against A prime the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
This shot could not have come from inside the room. Could there have been another point of origin, further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility, Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
It's islet, not islet. More precisely,
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Have a look at point V prime, the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Have a look at point B prime, Land's End. I already forgot what he called it. And he said it out loud, so I can't look up at the dialogue.
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
Prime, the islet.
1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere. On an islet in the Bay of Martinez, perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Maybe we can talk Joyce into taking us to that islet. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof, in Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime the boardwalk, B double prime Land's End, B triple prime the islet.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
How would he have gotten there without them noticing? I guess that barred door? Alright, let's go ask her the question. And since you really want me to get it right, I'm gonna safe skim a little.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual kind. We are a bulwark, unbreached. Get a hold of yourself just once, will you? Try to look past the sexually lax morals and do some police work. So you say, but give us one example of deceit. Just one example.
Alright. We're gonna load. And try again.
Hello, officer.
Success!
What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
I don't want to arrest her. Your real name isn't Clasha Amando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good. You can tell me the truth.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
Tell me your real name.
It's Katarzyna Alazie.
The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so.
It's a Grad name. Jimsk or Yuga Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism.
That's how you pronounce Taiga? I thought it was Taiga. I've been pronouncing the magic card wrong the whole time. I'll just call you Miss Aranye Disco Dancer. No. Hold on. Katarzyna Alazie is not an Orangese name, is it? It's not even Monday. It's Grad.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alazie is my father's name.
Finally we meet, Katarzyna Alazie. Ooh, or do I say I'll keep calling you Clausier? I could say I'll keep calling you Clausier as a reassurance that I'm not going to arrest her. Huh. Which do I want to do? I'll say finally we meet.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof.
Enough.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
All right, actual question. If I ask why we have not arrested her yet, will we arrest her? Because I don't want to. I don't want to tell her she's under arrest either. I think you did make that call to the station. That could have been Ruby. I'll say that while I wait for an answer on the arrest thing.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Say nothing.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight.
I don't want to threaten to arrest her. I don't want to threaten to arrest her. I don't want to get her killed. I believe her about her making the call, and I believe her that if we arrest her, she'll die. At least for now. Watch as we're talking to the murderer right now, and I figure that out later. Be right back, guys. Alright, let's change the subject for the time being.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this.
Let's return to this later. Check the boardwalk, island, and Land's End for bullet traces. Have you fully explored the whirling, analyzed the site of the murder, truly and thoroughly interrogated Classier? All this might make convincing them easier. Okay. Okay. So we gotta get through the blue door. Did we not call the library for information on the library card's owner? Let's do that, and then let's go... look for bullet tracers. Traces. Oh, right. They weren't open. That's why we didn't call the library.
Inside, you see a set of steering leads.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Mijon, a reader.
Billy Mijon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Mijon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
Apartment 20.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Was it apartment 20 specifically, or are they saying Cape Side Apartments is where the smoker lives? Do you have any other information on Billy Mijon?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Mijon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Billy is a girl, okay.
Good. You have a name now.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie?
A moment passes.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question.
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
So Billy Mijon is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Thank you. That's all for me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
The librarian hangs up and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
I can't talk to Kim about stuff. Alright. Bullet traces on the boardwalk. What am I looking at for my thoughts? Coldomomadakwa, 46%. Alright. 533 for the date of birth. 350 for Coldomomadakwa. Oh, actually, let's go to the apartment 20. Just the apartments. Gotcha. I wonder what she has to say, if anything new.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around. It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Dude whose name I'm not going to say and fuck the world send their best.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
They seem to hold you in high esteem.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Can I be a skull? Got it. Enough of that then.
Thank you for passing on the message. Now run along, Piggy.
Catch you later, Cindy. Apartment 20. On the second floor. You coming along, Kim?
A weathered brown door.
Aha!
The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons, yo. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Way ahead of you, pal.
This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit.
You hear some light footsteps and what appears to be a daily weather forecast playing on the radio.
Oh, this is going to be so sad.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job.
More than getting shot at?
It's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's...
dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
That's good advice.
Good advice.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Knock.
Hello? Who is it?
A voice calls out from the other side of the door.
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Méjean's home? This is the police. Please open the door. No, I'm going to look at the lieutenant first.
He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
Is this Billy Méjean's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
You hear shuffling inside. Us, huh? Is there a kid?
Tidying up. Nervously. There's fear in her voice.
Come in. The door is open.
An empty pack of Red Astra cigarettes hidden under the bed. Packages of humanitarian aid macaronis. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings. Can't they afford curtains? A chalk-drawn height chart for children's growth over the years. You said us. Where's the other person?
It's you from the book stand.
Oh, it's you who was... Oh. Oh. She just looks at you for a moment without knowing what to do.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Thanks, but I'm all right.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in the hospital? How bad is it?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
I get a bonus for Kim being here. Discuss things with Kim, Lieutenant's handkerchief. It's a red check. Oh. For empathy. I'm going to save scum this. I want this to go right.
She looks up, too anxious to say anything.
You live here with Victor, your husband, right?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
How old are your daughters?
Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month.
And where is everybody? I don't see anyone home.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
Out where?
He has a problem with drinking, and so he disappears every now and then. He's probably in the parks drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up.
Oh. She smiles sourly. Do you remember what he was wearing when you last saw him?
His old leather jacket.
Can you describe it?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so...
No distinctive features?
No, well, the lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
To your knowledge, did he make it to the library is probably going to clue her in. What was he supposed to do in the library?
Just to return a book of mine. Why? Why all those questions, Detective? Did he...
Do something? Break something? It's a fool's hope.
Was it the Glinting Curve by M. Tybalt?
Yes.
She becomes unsettled as she says that, her forehead scrunching up into a worried expression. Something else I have to tell
She
you.
folds her hands across her chest. Here it comes.
Oh, I get a bonus for having talked to her about stuff. Okay. Tell her about the dead body. 83%.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Majon, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
Oh.
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Your husband, Victor Majon, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh.
She touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater.
Oh. But... he was just...
She looks at the kitchen table, where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, man.
The sad music is so painful.
What happened to him?
She turns to you. Her neck and cheeks are covered with red blotches. Her double chin is shaking. It's still early to say, but at first glance it seems like he slipped and hit his head. Or it was an accident, he fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head. Which is kinder? Which is kinder? I'll be honest and say it's still early to say, but at first glance it seems like he slipped and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Alcohol may have played a role, yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold.
Unfortunately.
How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
Oh man, this is so sad. This is good writing. This is good writing. Oh. I will say 2 days, maybe.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
Here.
The lieutenant takes out his handkerchief and offers it to the woman. She nods and slowly wipes away her tears. Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly.
It burns like acid.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
You might wanna. You'd be cutting short a happy moment for them, but you probably should call them home.
No. A day.
Oh, true, true. No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
She nods, but with a wretched expression.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
When did we take him to the morgue? He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information. When did we take him to the morgue?
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
She rubs her face, runs her fingers over cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
She runs out of breath.
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
This is such a good inclusion. Oh, man. This is such a good inclusion to the game. This is so sad and well written. Again, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
Set the library card by her and leave the room. Oh, we gave her the card. Oh. Can I talk to Kim about it?
You did well.
The lieutenant says as soon as you've left the apartment. The balcony feels cool and quiet, with a stunning view over the district. I like that there weren't any options to screw up and say something stupid. You were just respectful of her. You could have been cold about it, but that seems to be the worst of what could happen. I'm going to say I could have done more.
You did enough.
He pauses, rubbing his hands together to generate some heat.
Can save the whole world, you know.
Yeah.
Can't bring the dead back.
What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
Right. This is closed then.
Let's go.
Oh, I leveled off of that. All right. Oh, that was such a good inclusion. Oh, man. I like that a lot. That was such a good inclusion. Oh, that was so sad. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, man. Man, I'm just soaking that in, letting that sink in. That was so good. Oh, wow. All right, we have, what, 15 minutes left in the stream? What do we want to do right now? I kind of want to save checking for bullet traces for the next stream so that I don't forget what I'm doing halfway through. I can't make Titus give up Ruby's location yet because I have to do other stuff first. Kim says you should look for the Sunday friend. The smoker on the balcony might know where he is. That sounds like it would start something that would be pretty long. Find a tape with a melody for Egghead. I can look at the bullet.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM
Oh, I
stamp.
get a bonus for having the rifle. 72%. Let's try it. Success!
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez or anywhere in Ravachol.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Worth what? Getting shot?
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Oh, this is some serious commentary. Okay, this is pointed.
But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Bullet has nothing more to say. Alright, we have about 10 minutes left in the stream, but I think that's a good stopping point. There's nothing I can do that will get anywhere real in 10 minutes. So we'll just add 10 minutes onto the next stream or something. Yeah, I think that's a good stopping point. Oh, that telling the poor woman her husband is dead was so good. It was so well done. Holy crap. I'm so glad I got to do that. That was so well done. Man. Yeah, man. I like that. So sad. Very effective. But that's going to be it for Disco Elysium for today. This is not going to be the end of streaming for today. I'm going to take a quick break, have something to eat, and then we'll be playing some Pokemon Scarlet, because I've got some post-game stuff to do, and I want to play more Pokemon Scarlet. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys in a little bit.